This week in my video, how I got Brainy Biscuit started, I can actually identify who my customer is. After 3 weeks of research, I know exactly who she is and what she does, etc. So I'm going to call her Betty for the sake of this video so that she's got a name. So in this video, I identify Betty's habits, I identify where I can communicate with Betty, and I also get to build a website that I hope Betty's going to like. So watch this video and see what you think. At last, I'm starting to do something in the social media space. So I think you'll see a degree of relief in my face. Hope you enjoy it. Take care. Hey sisters. Okay, so things have started to get real at last. I'm really pleased as I feel I'm moving forward a little bit. So welcome to, I think it's week 3. I'll let you know what I've done. I've got my notes again. I do promise I will get much better at this. I better had, hadn't I? Right, so now I have identified exactly who my customer is. I know what she reads, what sort of money she's got in her pocket, what she watches, everything about her. So I know an awful lot about my potential customer, and I can relate to her because I'm her too. I've just got to hope there's enough of us out there to spend enough money on my business. So that's where I'm at the moment. Now, for the sake of argument, I've had to create a persona for this particular lady. She's obviously in her mid-50s. She has a middle income. She's probably got a couple of kids. She's either worked in a job or working in a job, or she wants to set up her own side hustle. So I'm starting to build a character for this particular individual, and that's who I'm going to be focusing on. That's who I am targeting. And for the sake of making life easy, I'm calling her Betty. The reason I'm calling her Betty is I don't know any Bettys, or not at the moment anyway. So that's where I'm at the moment. So I know what she reads, what she watches, probably where she lives, and how she likes to learn or interact, get new things. I've got a rough idea about the sort of hobbies these kind of ladies like, you know, from gardening through to cake baking through to motor racing. We are an interesting bunch when you start to look at midlifers in detail. So I've now got my niche, so I feel I can actually have a conversation with her. I've also, as I think I mentioned last week, because I haven't looked at the video again, terribly unprofessional, getting better at this, I've also now looked at the competition. So I have looked at the like of Kimberly Ann Jimenez and Boss Babe. Forgive me, I almost said Bitch Babe then. Bad move. And Female Entrepreneur Association and Gary Vee and James Clear and lots of other people. So I've looked at the competition and I know exactly what they're doing. So I think I understand where my actual niche will be. So that's where I'm going from. I'm looking at my skill set. I'm a bit older. Don't know if you noticed. I've had real businesses. I've made huge mistakes and had some great successes. So I actually think that my positioning with my audience will be slightly better than some of these younger ladies, because obviously I have been there and worn the t-shirt. I actually made the t-shirt, distributed the t-shirt, promoted the t-shirt, marketed the t-shirt, but yeah, so I think I've got some skills that I can offer because I've been in business that little bit longer, and I know that I want to talk to sisters like myself. Not all the time, you know, I've got some great female friends who are a lot younger than me. I've actually got some great female friends who are a lot older than me, and going forward on the channel I'll actually introduce you to some of these individuals. They've shaped who I am, and I think they're really inspirational characters, so they might help you with some of the things you're wanting to achieve. On the upside of this, I've been desperate to get onto social media, so I'm starting to set things up now. I have my website, as I mentioned way back on video 1. It's only 3 weeks, but that seems like a long time ago. I've actually got my website address and I've started to put my website together. Now, I'm quite fortunate in as much as I do have my own little hack. I actually have a web designer on staff because I've run online businesses before, just not purely social media online businesses. So I'm used to putting websites websites together. So I've put all of my text up there on my website. No one can see it yet, and I'm now doing all of the amends. Now for other people that will be quite challenging. You want to write your website make it as perfect as you possibly can, as soon as you possibly can, because you're going to have to pay for amends. I'm very fortunate I don't have to do that, and it has been an evolving process this week. I have been tearing my hair out. I love to write, but writing about yourself and trying to pitch yourself to a new environment, to Betty, I've had to scrub it out and start again and again and again. So the website's starting to take shape. I've looked at other examples, who I like, who I don't like. I think it will be an evolving process, so how it looks now and how it will look in 6 months will probably be entirely different. I've also realised that I haven't got any photos of me that are current, and it's lockdown, so getting some photos taken is probably not happening. So the website, I've had to make the decision, will be some pictures of me from about a year, 2 years ago, which I look a little bit different, but they are current. I haven't changed that much in terms of my persona, and some photos I've managed to get taken over the last couple of days. So I know that I need to update the photos on my website, but I've got a starter for 10. I've got something I can start with. So that's where I'm at the moment. So the website's starting to take shape. We've got some photos on there. I've got some text. At last, I think I'm making some progress forward. So I'm hoping that Betty's going to like this website. That's where I am at. I've also managed to craft the offer that I'm going to use in order to encourage Betty to engage with me. This has taken quite a lot of work this week, because I've had to look at what people might want and what's out there, and I've had to write a whole load of stuff and decide what is and isn't appropriate for the website. So it's starting to get real, as I say. The offer that I'm going to put out there, I don't know what your opinions are going to be on this, is I actually have a saying, and if anybody knows me, they know that I say this all the time. I've got two. I'll give you the other one in a minute. My first saying is, you can have anything you want in this life as long as you are prepared to pay the price. I say that all of the time, and so actually my video offer on the website is going to be an hour-long video that I'm going to record the next couple of weeks about how to get anything you want. So I'm hoping that's going to be interesting, and I hope it's going to be funny as well. So that's what I've decided to offer on my website, to try and pique some interest, because I do think that Betty needs a bit of a confidence boost, and she needs to know that there are other people out there like me, like her, and we all want some stuff, so that might help out. The other saying I will let you know that I say all of the time is, there is never time to do things right, there's always time to do things twice. So if you and I are still in a conversation in a few weeks' time, you're probably going to hear me say both of those on a regular basis. So I've got the website, I know who I'm talking to, I've written loads and loads of text this week, and I've had to decide what photos to include and not. My web designer is tearing his hair out. I normally run a tourism business with him, so this is a complete departure for him, and he's having to learn all sorts of new skills. So he's a bit of a, how can I put this, he's a bit of a hippie, he's got long hair, he's a cute guy, he's lovely, he's intelligent, but I'm changing direction, I'm changing this tanker midstream, so I don't know how he's reacting to this. So next week I will give you an update as to where I am. Hopefully I will then start to be able to talk about some of the social media I'm doing. With regard to websites, I have done them before, so it's a bit of a cheat. But if you want to know more about how to build a website, how to do some of the text, some of the content, or even the photos, it doesn't have to be right first time. But if you want to know how I'm doing it, because it will help you, then let me know in the comments, and I will see what I can do for you, ladies. So I'm going now. This has been a longer video than usual, but I am excited and enthused that it can get this done, but I have got so much work to do now if I'm going to actually have a conversation with you next week. So off I go. I've got a strapline now as well. Live your best life. So live your best life. Bye now. See you next week.